Okay, so due to the fact that we're only on video 25 here, I pushed the campaign by about a decade, maybe 15 years, because we need to get to the 1700s. I mean, this series cannot go on for 50 videos, so we have a lot of things to review over. So let's just start with the old world in Eastern Asia. As you can see, India has almost full occupation over Polynesian China. Now, why is that? The reason being is that Polynesia and China do not like each other anymore. I don't know what happened, but over the course of the last 15 years, I don't think it's been 15 years. It might have been 13 or something like that. The alliance had broken down, and I think we started to see that in the previous videos. The thing is, though, since India had been dominating Polynesia, China decided to join in. Bam. So, like I said, most of the occupation is already under India, but the Indian War for Polynesian Australia has already been, I think, going on for about a year now, maybe 2 years. So this peace deal is about to occur. India has been gathering up kind of weak alliances, but Gandhi needed something. He came into the game diplomatically, of course, pretty late, and now he's kind of struggling because he doesn't really have a lot of friends. And he has friends, but now he has friends, but they're not very strong. Babylon, India, and Byzantium. He did just pick up a Byzantine Empire alliance, and I don't know if that's really going to help him, but we will see. He's going to get a lot of land from China, but I don't know if he's ready to take on China just yet. It seems like Polynesia, after this war is over between both China and India versus Polynesian Australia, I think there's going to be a new border here. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, over the course of the last decade, the colonies in the subcontinent of India have grown. India is I don't know, they control pretty much no part of southern India, all northern India and then former Persian lands and stuff like that. When it comes to Europe, all the European alliances are still in place. Obviously, Venice is still underneath Spain. Let's check on that Liberty Desire, though. It's at 29.4, so it hasn't changed at all. Spain is currently involved in a war against Byzantium. India did decide to help them out, so I'm guessing that's also a reason why the peace deal should be occurring soon with India and Polynesia. I'm guessing also this part of the Spanish Empire is probably going to maybe get captured. Who knows? Let's check out the Pacific. Like I said, we've been seeing this colonization occur. Portugal seems to have the biggest grip, at least on Portuguese Indonesia, or Papua New Guinea, modern-day Papua New Guinea. The Venetians have conquered, or not really conquered, but they've colonized enough of Western Australia so that the wasteland was named after Venice. So it's Venetian Australia now. So that'll be interesting to see exactly. Polynesia still controls a lot more power. Keep that in mind, even though they look like about the same. There's more provinces over here. There's only 3 provinces that the Venetians ended up colonizing, and they still, captured all this control here. Anyways, Indonesia's been doing an okay job too, at least staying out of continental Asia, so that's good. So like I said, the alliances that Europe had, it's still up. Spain's allied to Syria, Poland, and Sweden. It seems like it's gotten a little bit weaker maybe because Sweden has kind of dropped out of the race. The Celts, the biggest news I think out of the last 10 years were that the Celts were involved in, I think, maybe 4 or 5 different wars. If you look closely, you'll see how much they lost. They lost a majority of Ireland to England. They lost all of their provinces here in Scandinavia. They still control Iceland, but they lost everything in Africa, even Madagascar. The Zulu almost fully control Madagascar, actually. Are the Zulu allied to anybody? We haven't even checked on that. Assyria, Siam, and the Inca. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Yeah, and the Celts, the only part that the Celts control outside of kind of the Northern Sea region or the Atlantic Ocean would be this part of the subcontinent of India. And I don't think they're going to keep that for very long because they are at war with Egypt, so we will see what happens. I think that's all the news for now. Austria seems to have gotten a little bit stronger. The Danish, Austrian, and French alliance look like they are starting to be able to maybe one day be able to compete with the Spanish and the Venetians, but we'll see. I think they're still a ways away from that, especially with their ally to Poland. Poland's still doing okay. There's a war going on, but that's about it. Okay, so let's check over the New World. I think that's been enough of talking about the Old World. Let's talk about the New World. The Inca and Brazil has continued to pound away at La Plata. So I imagine that they're probably going to be destroyed at some point, and then there's going to be this epic battle between the Incans and Brazilians in South America. Haiti has increased their foothold in northern South America. Mexico has become independent. The Mayans and the Americans both have grown in power in terms of capturing French colonial lands, as well as they're right now both at war with these nations. So just like we predicted, there is going to be a very massive battle for the control of North America, I think, very soon. Obviously, the Mayans and the Americans do not like each other, so that will be interesting. The Iroquois were also destroyed. I should make a mention of that. The Canadians ended up destroying the Iroquois, and we'll have to keep an eye on California, because if they become independent or something like that, I mean, they're going to play another very major role. I don't think they're as powerful as the Mayans or the Americans, but they still control some provinces here. So that might be interesting. It might be actually a key alliance for the Americans to get up to kind of force the Mayans to fight a two-front war. Anyways, here's Alaska as well. We should maybe check on the Liberty Desire there, 3.1. Okay, so that's not going to happen. England's done a really good job of making kind of a late-game comeback. I've got to give them a lot of credit. Anyways, I'm going to hit play, and I should show over the wars, though, first, because there's a lot of wars going on. And I did promise you guys that we'd look over the development. There we go. So there's a little bit of our developments. Eastern Asia is looking really good. Obviously, Europe is very, very good as well. Not too many provinces north of Mayan territory is very well developed at all. Inca and Brazilians have done an equal job, I think, in South America, developing up their provinces. Anyways, India has done good too. So we'll see. I'll probably look over the ledger maybe in the next video, but anyways, I'm going to press play and I'm going to review over the wars. We already talked about the American-Canadian War. They're at 29 war score. The Mayans are doing the same thing, but they actually declared war on the French. Not sure why the Mayans directly declared war on the French. Interesting. Maybe the French hadn't integrated one of these colonized provinces into one of their colonial nations. That's a possibility. Here's the big war going on between Polynesia. I didn't realize that Polynesia had so many forces on their side. The problem for Polynesia is that, all those friends are, halfway across the worlds. So I don't think they're going to help them very much against India. And India, also, keep in mind, is not a coastal nation. So it would be hard to get to them. The Celts are still, that's right, they're still dealing with wars, and we saw that Egypt's going after Celtic Indian provinces. Anyways, Polynesia's fighting a war with Portugal right now to their north. Polynesia's not doing so well. Poland's not winning their war with Denmark, so I didn't even realize that that was a separate war. So Denmark is fighting two different wars. Yeah, so one was offensive against the Swedes, and Assyria decided to join in. Denmark is not winning that either, though. So really, France is kind of almost at the forefront of everything. Almost. What's this? Siam and China teaming up against Polynesia, Spain, okay, and the Venetian alliance. Or I should say the Spanish sort of control. I'm actually really shocked. I mean, that was a big province to colonize, but it's not happening anymore. I'm actually shocked that India and China still declared this war, even though Polynesia had gotten up these amazing alliances. Really goes to show you maybe how strong the Eastern powers are compared to maybe even the European alliances. England just grabbed a bunch away from Arabia, a whole bunch. So I don't think Arabia is going to survive for that long. I think Assyria will probably go after them soon. Arabia truce. 1713. They might have just peaced out. There'll probably be an Ethiopian war against Assyria also very soon. One of these alliances were annulled. That alliance was annulled. I'm thinking, or that could have been Assyria breaking off the alliance because they know, okay, I need to go after Ethiopia. That's very likely as well. They kind of still have a high opinion of each other, so you never know. Songhai grabbed a bit of their territory back from Carthage. That's why we see this wasteland no longer controlled by anybody. Carthage had originally controlled this themselves. So that is kind of interesting. Is Greece going after Byzantium? I didn't realize that. Russia and Greece are allied. When did that happen? England and Greece, I'm sure, over the break. But, yeah, Greece is doing good, and it actually looks like maybe Byzantium is going to be the one to be destroyed here. Surprisingly enough. So, personally, I would like to see France and Austria and Denmark kind of make it through this. They've peaced out. Did they lose anything from Poland? I don't think so, actually. Now, but Denmark didn't make any gain. But they had to annul their alliance with France. That's not good. That's not good at all for Denmark. These three powers need to be working together, and I don't really know why they don't like each other. France really doesn't like Austria. But that's the thing is, I don't think they realize the force to the south. Do you guys not see what you guys have to face? And I don't think there's ever going to be a split between the two. I think Venice and Spain, I think Spain is going to kind of have a firm grasp over the Venetians, and I don't think they're ever going to get their independence, which is going to be crazy. Yeah, so like I said, England's done a really good job late game of colonizing and doing, you know, traditional English things that we're used to seeing. They've got a pretty good hold over English Russia. The thing is, though, I cannot see England being able to compete with China. There's just no way. I do not think so. So if these two borders do end up connecting at some point, which I'm sure they will. Wait a second. Did you really, India? Did you really only take one thing away? I don't think you took anything away, did you? Oh, that was a massive fail. Massive, massive fail. So, but, lots of buts there. We might see China actually end up feeding Siam. Just like we saw China feed Polynesia with the Indonesian territory, I think we could see the same thing. The AI might not be willing or able to take on more territory. China's already colonized a lot, and I don't know how they're doing. I don't know. I don't know if they could be facing overextension. I don't know. It's been a while since they've taken things, though. Who knows? Maybe they're trying to conserve administrative power. Not really sure exactly how the EU4 AI works. I'm hoping that as we continue through these games, we will kind of discover more and more exactly their behavior. But we'll see. Because it seems like, because all these occupations, I mean, either China doesn't care and they're not sending anything over. They've sent over a 23 stack, but nowhere near the amount of strength that Siam has used. Or maybe China doesn't really have that much of a military for at the moment. Why? Wait a second. Is that really the case? Or are they trapped somewhere? There's a 31 stack. Oh, maybe they did like either delete some of their army, or their regiments or something like that. That's really strange. Very strange. Polynesia's not winning this. Oh, this could be it too, though. Is there a stack here? I only see a 0.9 that China dropped off. I don't know. Oh, there's a 59 stack inside of their naval ships. They tried to drop them off in Australia. I was going to say, that was really strange. I was like, how did China just lose their entire military? Anyways, okay, so as of now, I think we missed over some of those wars, but Greece and Byzantium just popped up. Russia decided to help out Greece. Byzantium is... The Indians and Babylonians have come to the aid of Byzantium. Oh, America's pieced out with the French colonies. I want to see what happens there. And the Celts going after Canada and Mexico. Siam now with the Zulu on their side. Siam, China, and the Zulu facing Polynesia and everybody else. Okay, yeah, so let's check if America took a lot away. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They took a pretty huge chunk away, I'd say. But is this going to be enough? That's the fun thing. I'm most excited for this war, I think. I think both powers are kind of equal. I would say just about equal. I know that the Mayans look like they might be a little bit bigger, but overall, I mean, you know what? At the moment, they might be weaker or equal, but after the Mayans peace out with French Louisiana, I don't think so anymore. I think the Mayans will have a slight advantage, but we'll see. Like I said, I know a lot of the provinces along the east coast of America are pretty wealthy for the most part. I think we did already check on development, but let's check again. Oops, I did not mean to do that. I immediately got out of that. I mean, maybe they're about the same. They are about both equally well developed. Maybe the Mayans are a little bit better with, well, they both have about 2 yellow provinces. Developed to 23. Oh, there's 27. Yeah, I shouldn't be just looking at the colors. We gotta look a little bit deeper than the colors, Drew. But I like colors. I don't like to look deeper than the colors. I like coloring books. So we'll see exactly when that war breaks out. They are not liking each other at all, so I'm assuming that they probably will... I'm thinking we could see it in the next 10 years. I'm pretty sure we'll see it in the next 10 years. The thing is, though, the American alliances, will they help out? Right now, America's allied to Spain, just like they were in the last video. Spain would call in Venice, and they both have a pretty strong navy. Now, what about the Mayans? The Mayans only being allied to the Celts is not good, and I hate that. I hate that they're called the Celts, but that is my fault. Yes, I don't like that. Boom, there it goes. They've pretty much taken almost all of French Louisiana lands away. Did they lose? Did France lose an entire... No, these guys are still around in Florida. The French did get kicked out here. Who are they fighting? Oh, that's right. The Canadians and the Celts are fighting, or knew the Celts. The Celtic knew. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure the Americans, if they're not feeling too threatened by the Mayans, they'll probably end up taking over Canada and the Celts. Ooh, bam, the Iroquois were released. Oh, Canada was just destroyed. Canada's gone. Oh my gosh. There it goes. Bam, Canada's dead. How do they feel? Oh, this is not good though, because that's the Mayans alliance. The Americans will not be starting up anything with the new Celts because they're not going to want to. Oh, there's another war going on. Haiti and the Mayans now. Now, who declared that off? Who was the offender? The offender, I guess. The offensive. Ah, okay. Mexico. They want Mexico. That's why Haiti joined in. I don't think Haiti's close enough, even close to being as powerful as the Mayans. Anyways, Egypt's not winning their war against the Celts. It's a jihad against the Celts. The Zulu are also back at war with the Celts. Yeah, so the Celts are not doing so well. They're probably going to be destroyed at some point. Any other sort of changes to the map? Looks like Greece grabbed a bit more control. A little bit more control. Byzantium looking weaker. Russia didn't take anything, which Russia probably needed because they are landlocked. So they really kind of messed up there. Geez, the border gore is insane at the moment. Did they grab more? Did India grab more territory in this location? Egypt considers this to be one of their cores. Oh, I think they did. Maybe they grabbed away some Egyptian lands. I don't know. Very strange. But India is no longer at war. I know that they were at war with the Spanish and the Venetians. I guess they could have taken some of that over if they wanted to, but they didn't. And surprisingly enough, I don't think Polynesia lost anything from those wars. Is that right? Did India and China both not take anything from those wars? Polynesia's still fine in Australia, and the Polynesian control over all these Pacific islands. I love this orange out here. I think that's really cool. But yeah, no, I don't think they did. Maybe about one or two things. Maybe Siam took one thing also. I think they lost maybe about 2 provinces. And look, Polynesia is doing the work that we asked them to. They are splitting up. I think they might be able to squeeze through here and make sure there's a nice little orange sandwich so that we don't have to be very confused at the Indian-Chinese borders. I really hope they continue on to separate these two nations because that orange is very distinct, and I don't want these two similar green colors to be connected like that. Who else is over here? Oh my gosh. A 48 stack of Arabian separatists. All right, England, you are not going to be able to deal with that. That's for sure. There is no way you're going to be able to deal with that. Ooh, new wars popped up. Spain versus Carthage and Morocco. Oh, that's messed up because those African powers are not going to be able to keep up with that. And just like we thought, Assyria is in fact going after Ethiopia. Anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. 1706. Glad that we're making a little bit more progress. The world's looking crazy. I feel like we've just created this just monster. Everyone started off so small, and now the world's just so complicated and you know, just conflicted, I guess is the right word. There you go, Drew. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.